that is from a video that I shot over at a place called Tuneden here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's a studio that films live stream concerts and band music videos. Great bunch of folks that I just met recently when we did that concert, and they had me over to talk about some various microphones, really nice microphones, and miking technique on the flute. So that's what we did, and we played this tune. I played it 4 or 5 times just to have something kind of consistent for each mic. And I thought, I haven't taught this tune on my channel, so I figured we may as well break it down. It's a great standard session tune, E minor real, and well, stick around. We'll break it down. What do you think? I like it. It's a tune that I don't really play too much, so it just sort of popped into my head the other day when I was over at the studio, and I thought that's a really nice tune. I ought to get it down, do a decent recording or decent attempt at it, and try to break it down, because it is a really nice tune. I don't know about y'all, I don't have a whole ton of tunes in E minor, so it's nice to remember this one and remember that I got it in my back pocket should I need one. So let's break down the basic melody. First, the A part, of course. The whole first section. Before I repeat that, I will mention that there's an arpeggio thing at the end of that, which, if you listen to the way that I played it, I didn't exactly do it that way. I'm going to get to that when we talk about ornaments and variations and other stuff. So, A part, first section of the A part, one more time. Second section starts on the E. Back around to a repeat, so I'll run that section again. Third section really is just a repeat of the first, so that's nice and handy. The last section is almost a repeat of the second section, but it finishes just a little bit differently. So I'll play that here. So it just lands on that E, the second octave E. So I'll play the whole A part all the way through. Hopefully it'll make a bit more sense that way. Cool? Did you get that? I hope so. B part spends a lot of time in the upper octave. Hopefully you're breath control and octave control is in top form, because it's going to be important in this tune. Really all that is an E minor chord followed by a D major chord, or arpeggio, or a series of triad type kind of notes. Run that again, since that explanation probably didn't help you too much. So here it is again. Second section is somewhat repetitive, just the ending is slightly different. Finishing on the E minor, or at least finishing on the note E. Third and fourth sections are repetitive, just like we did in the A part, so I'll run that here. Third section is exactly like the first section. Fourth section is different. It does similar arpeggio type things, but here it is. I'll try that again. Whole B part all the way through. Watch out for your ears. Hopefully this isn't too shrill. Make sense? Hopefully you got all those fun notes. Now we get to pile on more notes in the form of ornaments. In the beginning, anytime you get two notes back to back, good opportunity. Nice simple tap. You may have heard when I first started playing that I did a slide into it. Nice big old exaggerated. Just because sliding from A to B on the whistle just has kind of a cool effect, and I like the sound of it. Now, I mentioned early on when we were talking about the basic melody, the arpeggio thing in the beginning of the A part. Nothing wrong with playing it that way. If you wanted to, you could accent those notes by doing cuts on the first ones. Really the A's and the F sharps is what my ear would suggest. Or if you're so inclined and you've got good control of your fingers, you can work in some crayons, which I think sounds better, and that's what I like doing. So, right, that's your crayon. So that's how I do it anyway. I kind of go down the whistle. I did a whole other video on crayons if you want to deep dive onto that, but however you choose to do it, that's where I would put it. And it has a nice bubbly, hard effect that works even better on the flute, because that's got that stronger low end, but it has a nice popping effect on here too. I think it sounds pretty good. That's how I would do it. A whole bunch of rolls right in a row. So the basic melody for that line there. A lot of quarter notes, or a lot of long held notes, always a good opportunity for a roll. Sliding again from A to B. And then the same phrase that we started with. Slide and then a tap. And then you can cut that nice sharp G. Really punches up that beat. Punches up that accent, I think, pretty well. Same as what I did before. If you wanted to do the arpeggios, you can. Punching up those notes as you see fit. I tend to finish the phrase, particularly when we're going from the second A part into the first B part, with a short roll. Nice, strong, kind of crunchy sound. And then a gap out of that into the B part, into a nice roll on that G. Now, on the higher octave, especially the top hand, I've mentioned this several times, I would suggest that you be kind of judicious with your ornaments because it's easy to break those notes. A roll here and there, certainly on a note G, would work just fine, but you could cut that if you really are feeling comfortable. I generally don't. You could slide into it. Rolling on both the G and the F sharp. Nice little bit of symmetry there. Cutting that A. I would say if you cut the B, cut the A. Up to you. If not, sliding into it works just fine. That little phrase there is, I don't know, one of the cool things about this tune. So what I'm doing there is, as I go from G to F sharp, I'm throwing in a bit of an E. And then as I come back to the E, little looping part that it does, I do a crossing noise. Right? Nice subtle effects, I think. Then finishing up, that's how I do it. I would do short rolls on both of those kind of stops, those major stops. So short roll on the G, and then I will cut the B because I trust this whistle and I know it's going to work for me. Don't necessarily have to though. You could always just slide it. That works too. To me, the main thing is accenting those beats because the basic melody has a bit of a piratey kind of vibe without it. I think that helps. That's how I like to play the tune. Let me know what y'all think. If you guys like this one, if you play it. Like I said, for me, it's not one that comes up all that often, but maybe it ought to because it's a nice tune and there's a lot you can do with it. So let me know if you guys play it. I will see y'all in the next one. Cheers, guys.